Alright, this video is piggybacking off our previous video about good audio being more important than good video, which you can watch here. In this video, we're going over what kind of microphones you should be looking at depending on your purposes and budget microphones to get you started. So there are three main popular microphone types. Cardioid microphones like the Shure SM7B. I'm sure you've all seen this guy. We're just going to call these podcast microphones. Lavalier microphones like the Rode Wireless Go 2s. These can attach to your collar or lapel, and you can even hide them under your clothes. And then there's shotgun microphones like the Rode NTG series. So what are the pros and cons of each? Podcast mics sound smooth and bassy by default. They're good at cutting out outside noise because they're made to capture what's right in front of them. The cons are if you lean too far away or move a little too much, they don't capture the audio quite as well, and they're not really mobile. So they're suitable for podcasts when you're just sitting there, but if you're going to be up, moving around, or making a demonstration or something like that, then obviously that's not going to work. Lavalier mics are great for when you're up and moving around or you're standing really far away from the camera, and they're wireless for the most part. They'll usually have a wire from the microphone to the transmitter or recording device, and then you can put that in your pocket or on your belt or hide it under your clothes somewhere. And you can hide them when you don't want people to see the microphone, although, most of us don't care anymore. We're so used to seeing microphones in every video nowadays. The cons are that you have to put them on properly, or you're going to hear them like scratching against your clothes when you move. Also, if you don't put them on right, they might be pointing away from your mouth. You might sound distant or muffled, or they'll be picking up other sounds that you don't necessarily want in the video. Also, there's been times where we've been recording in office spaces or event spaces, and there's other interference from signals in the air. And they need batteries or need to be charged, so that's another thing you have to keep track of. But for our purposes, they will work just fine. Shotgun mics are what you'll often see when they're filming movies, when they want really high quality sound, but the subject is moving around a lot. They capture audio where they're pointed in a cone shape, like a shotgun blast, and they try to cancel out all the surrounding audio. They're great for run and gun shooting or when you have someone talking right in front of the camera and you don't want to or can't go through the trouble of miking up your subject with a lavalier. They work really well for vlogging, or if you don't want any microphones in the shot and you still want to capture the highest quality audio possible. You can also use them more easily to pick up other sounds besides people talking, like the sound of people chopping food real nice and crisp, or footsteps, things like that. Cons to shotgun mics are you got to make sure you're in that cone where they're capturing audio, or it can sound kind of thin. They'll also pick up more room echo than a podcast mic will. So knowing that, it's up to you to decide your use case and which type of microphone you should be looking at. I'm going to give a couple suggestions, but there's so many good options out there. You can just Google, best budget podcast, lavalier, or shotgun mic. Now let's go over some budget options. For podcast mics, there are two kinds, USB and XLR. The USBs are the most budget friendly because you can plug them right into your computer or mobile device and just go. But you are sacrificing a little audio quality. XLRs require you to buy an audio interface like the Focusrite Scarlett Solo that you plug your microphone cable into using an XLR cable like this. And then the audio interface plugs into your computer. So it does add some cost buying the audio interface, but it does sound better. So for the USB style podcast mics, the Blue Yetis are really popular. The Samson Q9U, which has both XLR and USB, or the Elgato Wave series microphones. In my office here, I have the Audio Technica AT2020. It's about $99, and I plug that into a Focusrite Scarlett Solo 3rd gen. I think they have a 4th gen out now that's like $40 more. Although that's not what you're hearing right now. We'll get to that in the next video. For lavaliers and shotgun mics both, the Rode brand is always good. They have the Rode Wireless Go 2 lavalier microphone system and recorder, and the NTG series for shotgun mics. The cool thing about the Rode Go 2s is that they can actually record the audio themselves, and then you can just download the audio from them later, which eliminates a step if you're on the fly of having to plug them into something to record. And like I said earlier, the shotgun mics can be mounted on any camera or phone for a quick and easy setup. Check out the next video here, where we go over a beginner-friendly, free and easy way to make any of these microphones sound as good as possible.